Okay, let's get this ball rolling. D4. Hit him with a Trompowsky. Black has officially been Trompowskied. 94. Now what? Knight here, I'm going to play bishop f4. Chop a knight? No trades. No. I have no idea about the theory on this. And I really just want to run all the way home. Can I run home? Actually let me run all the way home. I'm doing this because I figured queen b6 is going to be played anyhow. I want to just chase this knight away, challenge it in some way. If d6, I can't play f3, but if d6 isn't played, I could be considering this. d6, f3. Or excuse me, no, what am I talking about? Ugh. If e6 is played and the queen has this square available, then this is not a good idea. But now it's worth considering. So should I challenge the knight with my knight, or do I kick it away? The answer is kick it away. Do you know why? Because I have a space advantage and I don't want to be trading pieces. There. So let's do this. I'm going to challenge that bishop. There we go. And let's get my knight out. I don't want to obstruct my I want to stop b5. I didn't want to obstruct my bishop. That's why I developed my knight to d2. And how do I complete my development? I need to find a better setup. Maybe knight c, maybe a, yeah, okay, wait, a5. My opponent castles, I could consider a5, but I am lacking in development here. Let me play bishop out, reinforce this, deter this advance. I have to be content with giving up my bishop. So now what? Maybe kick this knight right now. Make a decision, knight. Okay. So I'm just there in time to recapture. Excuse me. That's what happens when you eat a granola bar too soon. Oh man, I need to be burped. Okay, let's castle. And now, knight c4. He's going to fall in love with c4. C4 to b6. Maybe it's worthwhile to do this move so I could, stops my knight from playing there. If I play c4, the bishop comes back and says, well, it kind of just laughs at my knight. It's kind of saying, okay, bishop b5, c4, haha. You will not be making use of c4 to get to b6. But now the dark square bishops are off the board. My knight is excited about hitting d6, b6. My rook is going to come to b1. Let's come here. c4. c4. Be very scared. There might be bishop takes knight. This pawn could be passed. Pawn could be passed right here. e5. It's got to be good. How can I be so assured? So assured. How could I be so assured of that? This knight is getting excited about getting to d4. No. I don't want you in my territory. No soup for you. On d4. Okay, so the follow-up plan, okay, now I have the F file opened up. And my knight has to be incredibly annoying to Team Black right here. I mean, there are even possibilities to just smash open the king side, just take the knight. But this is difficult to deal with. Now, pawn push should be avoided because I have an unprotected queen. Knight takes or queen takes is available. In fact, it'd have to be queen takes. If pawn push, knight takes, I could actually take, and then I'd be on the queen next. So, rook here is the way to defend. My knight watches over this. I think I just want to push the knight away. And if knight back here to hit this pawn, then I play here. As soon as I'm stopping the knight from playing here, I'm going to go with this. g4. He's got to go. Get out of there. You need to go. So, decision time for the black knight. He doesn't have very many choices. e7, h6, h4. I guess this is the most annoying one. I don't know. Okay, now, actually the knight is dead to the game. This pawn boxes out the knight. My rook could pivot on this f6 square. But I probably just want to do what? I probably just want to... rook here to e3. Just reinforce this. There's only 3 attackers that could ever be placed on this pawn. Actually, doubling rooks doesn't even work. This knight is too strong. I mean, there's even... okay, now the queen is getting excited about getting to this square. So, let's stop that. I don't want her to get here. Now I could maybe get this pawn, actually. Rook f4, grab here, and it's dead. This is a sensitive point, and I want to just maintain that g-pawn right there. If I maintain my g4 pawn, I control the knight. That's as far as I'm taking it. Maintain g4, you control the knight. Now, if pawn push, then, okay, both our kings are without a home. I do have a connected passed pawns now because of that last push, so I could just think about pushing here very, very soon. Less than 30 to figure it out. This is much too difficult. So, what's the plan? I'm just trying to control the key squares here, taking into account my opponent's piece activity. And now that there's less pressure on this point, I could probably just come over here, double. And actually, I could recapture with my queen, knowing that it would lead to mate if the queen grabs here. Check, and then mate is what would occur if the queen took on that square. Now, there is a check here, but actually just pawn push. Rook here is queen here is threatened. I'm in check, just sidestep that. This is still a mate threat if the queen goes astray. Oh man, I'm actually seeing a smooth move here, I think. Do you see it? Huh. I don't know if I've ever seen a combination like this. Queen f7 is actually most accurate. Queen f7, it works out. If the king goes in the corner, it's mate. Now, rook takes pawn. If the king goes in the corner, it's mate. And if the king goes here, then there's a fork. That's it. Actually, I could queen next. I got the queen. Get a queen and then take a queen or something. But it didn't matter at that time. That's, you know, just a matter of taste type of thing. Good game. Let me back up. I don't know that I shouldn't have gotten let's see. I don't know what I could really add here. I wonder if... Well, I wonder if something like e6 is... is e6 a good idea? No, okay. I mean, d6 is still good. It's like a benko. And I think there might have been some opportunities to like sack a knight or something. Like my bishop's unprotected, and then like get to this square, fork on e3. I've seen that show up because I have played this recently against a GM. And I think there was something that was a possibility at one point when I was playing against that guy. But where is there an improvement here? I wonder if... okay, knight there, knight here, e6. How about this? How about this right here is the improvement? Because right now, if you take my bishop, I think things are really good for me. Wait a second. Right here, this is what I was talking about, actually. Look at this. Look at this. Knight takes d5. Bishop takes bishop. Knight e3 in between move. Although this, yeah, no, knight e3 in between move. Queen c1. King takes bishop, and then actually king f2. The knight is actually out of squares. Did you follow that one? Knight takes pawn, bishop takes bishop. Knight, there's no recapture right away. Knight takes pawn, bishop takes bishop. Knight e3, hitting my queen. Queen, let's say, to c1. Now king takes bishop. And the threat of knight takes pawn can be met with king f2, counterattack. Defense and attack. I don't know if there's a good solution. Maybe queen to g5 is a move then. But then I think knight f1, and then the knight would be in a pin in some way. Okay, anyhow, it's something to be very aware of. The unprotected pieces leading to tactics right here. This is a sensitive point right here. In fact, as soon as I'd make this move right here, you could be thinking about these ideas. As soon as I played this f3, say to yourself, you know what? Okay, e3 is going to be a soft point. If the dark square bishops are ever off the board, then you know, maybe getting to that square could be quite good. So keep a close eye on that particular square and the possibilities that might come about. So maybe instead of castle, consider e6 right now. If my bishop gets to c4, then it's difficult to get this move in. So I wonder if just switching the order. Don't castle just yet. Play e6. Yeah, give that a shot. e6. This could become an issue, but maybe you could just start pushing me around. Or actually, pawn push takes knight d6. Yeah, that's no good. So where's there an improvement for black? I mean, there's no way this could be like great for white, can it? I am reducing the pressure that this bishop would normally have in a benko position by being on this diagonal already. a6, a4, castle. Trying to find an improvement. I'm not quite sure where it exists. Having a tough time here. c4. It just seems maybe knight here is an alternative. Yeah, okay. How about knight e5? Really don't want to give up my bishop. If I ever take recapture, the knight could play to e8 and then d6, classic blockade. So maybe that. Maybe knight right here, because I can't force the situation so quickly into this knight takes bishop. That's a big difference. You go to b6, I could force this. I could force things. I could play a5 and you know, your knight has to do something right away. However, if your knight is on e5, I really don't want to take it. And if I'm playing f4, well, that's not without allowing this g4 square to be made available for both your bishop and knight. So maybe just switching the square that your knight posted to would be an improvement here. Knight to e5 would probably be my best suggestion at this point. Again, I don't have any analysis, no computer whatever analysis going on. Just some rough thoughts here. Okay. Let me close out. It got to be too much when the knight was on b6. This turns out to be a positional crush. Because this pawn negates two pawns, and it's like I'm playing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6 on 5. This pawn takes out these two, and it's a 6 on 5 on all the other files. And my knight has a really strong post on b6. Good decision, I believe, by the way, to take out my knight. I really do think that is a good idea, because otherwise c4, the bishop has to come back. It doesn't have much of a future, so making sure to get rid of the knight before reacting, I think, was some good awareness on my opponent's part. So, okay, and maybe, I guess at this point, instead of the rook move, maybe just take. Don't allow me to guard, to have two pawns side by side on the d5, e5 squares. Maybe take, queen takes, and then rook there or something. Hope for the best, but it's difficult. I could play back here, something. Maybe it was your best try, I think. Pawn takes, queen takes, and then go from there. But this is a tough guy right here.